Hi, folks. I hope you're doing great. God bless you. I want to talk about a couple of things um, that came up, especially over this 4th of July weekend. Uh, I have been kind of detoxing from the world for the past 2 years. Um, I didn't do it intentionally, but the Lord has done this, and I haven't, been around a lot of different folks, and what goes out and what is going on in the world is real interesting and ominous. I wanted to just share some things and strategies, some hope, and some comments. So over this 4th, I have a brother in Christ friend who is a disabled veteran. He's about 62 years old, and he lives alone. He's widowed, gets lonely, and technology has become his best friend. It's where he gets his entertainment. It's where he orders all of his food from, pretty much a few times a week at least. Um, what he watches when he falls asleep. It's what he sees when he wakes up, and it shows. The way of living shows. I just want to say this popped up today in my feed, and it's really appropriate. If you keep them busy with basic needs, they will forget about the freedom they lost. So I want to tell you all about this experience of ordering food and doing this through the Beast system. So I've said in prior videos that the net mesh up in the sky is the Beast system. It connects with all the Amazon products. So because my friend is disabled, he orders food rather than going to the grocery store. And if you don't want to save, go to the mart. Anyway, so he orders from there, and first of all, I could just see the hits of dopamine going off as he's clicking away and buying stuff. Then it gives him a bunch of alternatives, right? If we don't have this, would you like this? Yes, yes. Then they just go and buy whatever. They shop for him and buy whatever they can grab. I don't think they look actually for what was selected, because half the products were something different. So and they tried to substitute products that were just, you know, ridiculously bad. So after a bit, the delivery came, and it was a person who doesn't identify as strictly a man or a woman, and um, asked for ID from the 62-year-old man or whatever, 63, and it didn't scan right away, so then asked for my ID, which I declined. So that person took a long time to go back out and allegedly get their um, iPad, and came back in and scanned everything. And I'm not sure it was. Let me just touch upon one thing. For folks who uh, know that they've been targeted, having food delivered to you is a major issue. I mean, you don't know. If you talk to some folks who do muscle testing, you will find out. You really don't know what's in that. So, and this whole process, and during this whole thing, it did take a little longer than expected. And my friend kept going to check the status of the order. Check the status, like, as a very addictive kind of behavior. So all these electronic instruments are around monitoring everything, and we're in there, like, and I got the feeling like we're in this little box, just like little mice, and they get dopamine hit when you go take a little bite of food or a sip of water, go another sip. That was the feeling I got. Intense surveillance, everything monitored. And I know from my experience that folks are experiencing inter vivo monitoring. So I'm not going to try to say anything scandalous, so I get my vids taken down. I just want to state some facts. And I don't know if you can argue. They all say facts, facts, not feelings. Blah, blah. So here's some facts, right? When we hear infrastructure today from our benevolent leaders, if you search for something, infrastructure double duty is the technology of remote control of brain function. That's what's being talked about with infrastructure. I could give you the specific ELF bands, but that's kind of something I think is beyond the scope. So the instruments can perform their official duties and, of course, unofficial modification of brain remotely. So this, if folks look for, good old Bommy started something called the Brain Institute, and that's mass brain recording and monitoring techniques. Interesting that the mesh up in the sky is also a neural monitoring massive quantum computer. So it states in there, when you look up at Obama's brain initiative, it talks about the medical body area network, complete with all the nodes on your body, which maintains cell phone communication with the main node, and relapse to local folks who are watching over medical device radio communication. And we've confirmed that the B system has medical band frequencies. So again, nothing about this is controversial. This is just facts. So the Obama Brain Institute and old Bommy Biden is continuing the work with infrastructure. That's what we're talking about. And if you want to confirm that, folks can search on the FCC, the rules to provide spectrum, that's frequency spectrum, for the operation of medical body area networks. Exactly the system that is in place. Now, certainly this is not designed to hurt anybody with radiation or other directed energy weapons. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying that this technology is so advanced that folks really ought to take a look and understand it and appreciate it. So another thing, to mention, and it came up, a lot of folks don't understand that many people are actually targeted. It's not like, people are making it up. No, it's a policy. It's a policy, folks. If you look up the under Miss Reno, she's real good. She really loves humans and babies. Miss Reno, in 1994, she instituted the community-oriented policing policy, basically, which gives everybody that they would hire in official capacities and ordinary people to perform missions such as phone stalking, surveillance, covert implants, radiation and chemical poisoning, and also used for doing little experiments. This is called a problem-oriented policy. So you don't have to go through all that messy stuff for trials and due process and all that stuff. So of course, all these work with the band, the Body Area Network. Now this is asking folks to kind of accept a lot. That's why I'm just giving everyone as much sites to go find this as they can too. Most people aren't comfortable with the term, medical technology, much less once you know what we're really capable of doing now. The remote neural monitoring has been a patent for a long time. It's patent 3951134A. It's the apparatus and method for remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves. So the most powerful EEG machine can enhance your EEG patterns up to 200,000 times. This was back then, so this is old. We're way more advanced now. They can be used to silently induce and change the emotional state in a human being using mechanical, magnetic, or optical media for repeated transmission to the brain. That's patent number 5159703. So, I'm not saying this is. Oh, and also, if you look at what's going on now, I think our newest policy is called Proactive Intelligent Led Policing. So, it's really going to be safe for us. We really should all appreciate this system because it will gather information from devices everywhere, surveillance from my home and my car to keep me safe, emails, online activity, all the hubbub of information on these devices goes to a fusion center. So a lot of ability to get to an individual. So these are folks that are getting paid by our tax dollars to watch. They sure like to watch. Get that from their father. And the voice to Noggin, patent is 6052336. That's an interesting number, 336. Voice to skull, that's a real disturbing technology, but it's a good thing that that they're going to take good care of us. So that's only for bad guys. So this is kind of like what and I've experienced. If you want to see what it looks like kind of in real life, there's a YouTube I'd recommend, and this lady was really had a lot of problems. Unfortunately, her kids passed away. Not anything related. That was poisoning, but not anything related to surveillance, biological terrorism, gang stalking. But so anyway, that website, if you want to, I'm going to put a link up to it because she hasn't been on in a few years, so I'm not sure, but what she's documenting is still happening. Grocery stores are one of a big place where it still happens. Still happens. And that process of focusing on an individual is policy. You know, we kind of pretend like it's in everybody's minds, but so on YouTube it's skizit.biz, or excuse me, online, I guess. And it's the same name on YouTube. So I'll put a link up. So all of this radiation grid work and all this stuff, of course, has nothing to do with the campaign. Ooh.